Alright, so it's a Friday afternoon. I just got off work a little bit ago, went and done some weed eating and some mowing.
And we're getting ready to work on combo number 6. Spicy chicken.
Spicy chicken. Well, I guess so. It's alright. I kind of like that one. But no, I think we dug a little deeper after the compression check and found out why this car has been running like garbage. It won't pull itself around the lot here, even though it ain't got no brakes. We're not going to drive it, but I'm hoping today we can hear it run a little bit better than it has been. We'll see.
But
we'll tell them here in a minute.
I was going to tell them about the other stuff.
Alright, Kegan is dying to tell you guys what's going on, so go ahead, Kegan.
Well, now, I can't really say it now because the camera's rolling. I have to be PG-13. Now.
You get stage fright.
It's not stage fright, it's just, it's not exactly a thesaurus up here, so I'm trying to figure out the grasp for the right words.
Anyway. Translated profane statement?
Yeah. Take them from, you know how it is, just kind of water them down a little bit. Anyway, so we're working on the bird, and you can see some rags and stuff up there, which we'll go ahead and...
Yeah. So, guys, the compression check turned out okay. We've been kind of fighting this thing not wanting to idle and run right. I think we found out why. Okay, so, pulled the intake manifold off of it.
At least split it.
Yeah, split it. So this is a 2-piece manifold. And when he went to take all that apart...
So, fuel lines run up through here. You got another fuel line over here. Those are from all your injectors, and fuel rail is somewhere...
Get around here where maybe I can see a little bit better.
Fuel rail is somewhere pretty important right now. But, so this hose right here, this vacuum hose, comes in here to a T. And then it splits off and it goes up that direction. It goes down there. There's also another split which brings it all the way over here. This one.
So I know for a fact that that one was broke almost in half.
Yeah, it was broken in half.
And then the T portion down here was pretty crumpled too.
It was split in half.
So really bad vacuum leaks. Yes. Really bad. And that'll keep it from running worth a nickel. The next thing is and he turned the old ones in on cold ones.
Other one.
Yeah,
in case you guys are wondering,
if you watch our
PVC
TikTok
valve right there, that is a spark plug boot on top of that. Now, if you're in a bind and you don't have anything else, but you know it's late, you're working on something, it sounds stupid, but you take that spark plug boot and you cut it down to where it'll fit over the top of the end of that valve, and you can fit your vacuum line into the other end where the wire would go in. Just make sure everything's out, the crimp and everything else is out of there.
And you can now have a 90-degree connector for your vacuum line.
Yes.
So, Kegan took the other injectors back as cores, but when he first pulled them out and showed them to me, you could just flick garbage out of the end of them with the end of the screwdriver.
It looked like anti-seize.
Yeah, they were clogged up with all kinds of nasty stuff. And those were a single orifice umbrella ejector. And Kegan went and bought some new toys.
Those are important too.
Yeah, new clips.
I didn't trust the old ones, just in case you guys were wondering. Not because they weren't good, but they were the same age as the car.
Show me the magic end. There's 3 orifices in there. I don't know if you can, I guess the orifices is probably not the correct way. Maybe say that plural. Maybe you can see it. But anyways, yes. Orifi, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know, guys. We're not good at that. So anyways, yes, these are 3 orifice injectors, so it's going to have better atomization right out the gate than the umbrella did.
Now, if any of you guys have one of those little engines and you're looking around and you go to a parts store or anything, there are 2 different injectors that it recommends. These ones are at least in my opinion, because of multi-orifice, probably the better of the two. You can get the performance ones with the single orifice umbrella style, and you can get them in, you know, Excel and so, you know, varying other brands that are performance. But these are the new style that they put in the later 2.8s and the 3.1s. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they changed the connector in, but there's a 3 orifice in the 3.4s and the 3.8s as well.
So, let us get the camera set up here. Kegan will put his injector fuel rail together, and we'll put it back in the car.
Also, one little tidbit is, if you're replacing them and you think you just need injectors, this is $1.38. It seems like a lot for one of these, but you are one mishap away. One of my old ones split. So
we'll show you where them go and how they go in here in just a second.
But yes, if you are replacing your injectors,
buying the clips is not that expensive.
No. And let's face it, I mean, even though those are aluminum, your old ones have probably been on there since, you know, the time that the motor was made. So
Kegan acts like it's really old.
It's not super old, I mean, but it is an 85. It's getting up there. But
just saying, 1968. All right, we'll get the camera set up.
There's a difference. Yours just has a port on top with a little flap that just goes gas, no gas, gas, no gas. These things are electronic controlled. You know, the very specific, you know, advanced computer technology of the mid-80s.
Yeah. So we'll get the camera set up and we'll put this thing together and show you guys what we're doing. All right, so Kegan's got his fuel rail here and he's going to put one of the injectors in and show you about the clip. Kegan, what are you smearing around it there?
Assembly lube.
Trying to make sure the O-rings slip in there real nicely.
Listen, these things are a little bit expensive. Just the O-rings, I mean, are technically, considering I'm in between jobs right now, so that's, you know.
Yeah, hopefully that should get a whole lot better. The new job is a lot better job, or at least I think so.
So do I. But it's still, you know, in between jobs right now. Now,
notice he put the clip on the injector first.
Which may or may not have been a good idea.
Oh, yeah. Quit being a sissy.
What do you mean quit being a sissy? They're brand new. I don't want to tear them up.
Yeah, but they still got to go on there.
I know they still got to go on there. Give me a break.
Now you just spun it around and
making sure that...
do you guys spin it all the way?
Yeah, it's got to go all the way.
You need to push down the injector while you spin it, or is that good?
Nope, right there.
There you go.
Locks in place.
One done. So 5 more just like it, and then we'll set the injector rail back in the car.
You know what that means? We only
Kegan wants to try and start the car again tonight.
I was going to say we only have 5 more chances to mess it up.
That's more than you need.
Yeah, I know. In the direct sunlight and I smell bacon. I don't think it's a good sign.
Now he's wanting to make a Joe Dirt reference because the car kind of fits. But, all right, so we're going to put this fuel rail back on here.
Maybe.
And this would probably be a good time, Adam, to put it on high speed. About as fast as you ever see Kegan move. Hey. Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm putting it in the hole.
So he's got it pressed down there in place. They're seated. He's gonna take a socket, tighten those bolts down. We'll tighten these lines, attach what vacuum hoses are needed, and then he'll set the manifold back on there. Gaskets are still good on there, aren't they? Right there, and right over there. They're salvageable. So, might put a little shellac on there if I can go find some, but we got that manifold back on there. And then we will let Kegan try and start the Firebird again, and hopefully this time it might actually run like it's supposed to. Alright guys, I got the old ticky-tock up here in case you guys ain't following us on there. And Kegan's got the intake manifold on. Everything's hooked up, all the vacuum lines are hooked up, all the sensors are hooked up.
I just thought of something.
Yeah, what's that?
We may have to purge the fuel rail.
It'll be alright. So, intake manifold on, Kegan, give her a fly.
Hold on.
Oh no! Kegan, put Snoop. Ooh! It might actually run this time.
We may have to purge it.
Go ahead, give it to me. That is the smoothest that thing runs since I've heard it. Alright, let off and see if it'll idle. It still will not idle. Try it again. Let me see something here. I maybe did take that back a little too much. Hold on a second. Okay, now try and start it. Man. It's running a lot smoother now, though. Well guys, as much as I hate to say this, I think we got some more tinkering to do, but it run a lot smoother than it has, and it's a little easier to start now. Kegan, go ahead and start it back up and see if you can't put it in reverse and back it up and pull it forward and see if it'll actually do that now. Because before that, I was trying to climb this hill. Ain't gonna do it, is it? I know you don't want to hear this, but I really think you got a mass airflow sensor or something that ain't right. Because we found 2 big vacuum leaks. We know the injectors are new. We know it's got good compression. Now it's down to basically electronic control. So
PVC valve.
maybe. We got some more tinkering to do, guys. But when you leave something set for that long, this is what you have. Especially if it's one of those fuel injected electronic deals. That thing right there set for years, and one carburetor rebuild and ta-da!
Dragon.
Well, You're the one that chose to have a 1980s. It's not even OBD2. We can't even read codes. Have to do it the old school, put a pin and watch the flasher. So making progress. We'll see. Guys, thanks for watching. Kegan, words of wisdom.
Well,
if you're going to waste a whole bunch of time on a 2.8 liter, do it with flash style.
I was gonna say, if you let one of these set for so long,
just give up before you start.
Just prep the other motor.
Just prep the other motor. All right, guys. We'll see you later.